Has been waiting around all night, and he has got a big fan base. And I heard he's hysterical. So that's good for you. Please give it up for Andrew Red. Yay!
Good evening. I do have a big fan base.
I hear it.
Actually, I have an announcement for you all. Announcements. My girlfriend has a really, really large tongue. It's huge. It's not that it's very long, you know, but the overall volume is tremendous. And I'm sure that a lot of the guys in the room are sort of mentally cheering me on and applauding for me. They're afraid to share it with their girlfriends. Thank you. I just want to assure those gentlemen that I wouldn't know. All right. One time, my girlfriend decided to show me how big her tongue really was. And she stuck it out at me. And I considered it. And I said, honey, if I ever had to butcher you and sell off your body parts, I'd sell your tongue to a deli that paid by surface area and not by the pound. Of course, I hope that I'm never forced into a situation where I have to butcher you and sell off your body parts. But if I am, I just want you to know, I won't sell all of them. I'll keep a few of the choice, you know, important, useful, if you will, parts, and I will mount them on a rack or a robot. And I will have some fun with this robot by sending it screaming down the halls of the Children's Discovery Museum, shouting, "Give me blood," at the top of its metallic voice. Not because I'm a sadistic prick, although opinions will vary. And not even because I hate children. Although, let's face it, some of them should be shot. But because it'd be hilarious. And I'd probably even program it not to hurt anybody. But you know what? Little Jimmy's not going to know that when there's 500 pounds of metal with human body parts wrapped around his neck. It's not going to cross his mind. Actually, side note, if I ever do become a completely sadistic prick, I'm going to name my kid Einstein. Because then for the rest of his life, whenever he screws up, he's going to have to hear, "Hey, nice going, Einstein." You don't have to worry though, there's not much danger that I'm going to butcher my girlfriend or sell off her body parts or even name my kid Einstein. Actually, my girlfriend and I are living together right now. We're very happy. We love each other very much, but I think equally as important, we like each other. And to me, this is a pretty big accomplishment because, as you may have noticed, my sense of humor is one that some women will refer to as unusual. And some would call disturbing. And on a few occasions, a few have called the police. So it's a pretty big accomplishment that I find someone I like who doesn't think I'm completely insane, because this little fact doesn't cross my mind before I open my mouth. Case in point, I was on a date a few years ago with a girl. It was our first date, and the topic of conversation got around, as it often will, to abortion. And she was against it, which is fine, because that's something I can beat out of her later. But her exact stance was that she was against the intentional creation of something just to destroy it. And so in a moment of sparkling brilliance, I went with the most entertaining of several options and said, "Well, what if you eat them?" What? Yeah, because if you use them as a food source, then you're not killing them for nothing. You're killing them for sustenance. And I don't even know how you come up with something like this. I mean, this is my brain on the inside at that moment going, "Let me out! I want to go home!" So now she's sitting at the table thinking, do I really want to be sitting across the table from a person who's capable of considering the culinary applications of a human fetus? And I'm sitting across from her thinking, a side of mashed potatoes. So needless to say, that relationship did not last. But I have to say, my life is kind of falling into place. Things with my girlfriend are going well. Things at my job are going well, I think.
Yeah.
But
She's still there.
But I don't know exactly what I want to do as a career yet. I haven't decided. But I think I may want to be a lawyer. And so, in that case, I took the LSAT a few months ago. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's the law school admission test. All right, we got something to know what I'm talking about. Great. I took the test in Santa Cruz, and I know what some of you are thinking, right? Moron, why study your ass off for this test that's eventually going to lead to a profession that's regarded by the public at large as lying somewhere between, like, child molester and terrorist? And I agree with you, because that's not fair. You don't have to take a test for either one of those professions. And if you did, really, how hard could it possibly be? It's like question 1. Do you like to molest children? Yes, no. And because we're in California, numero uno. No. And that's it. That is the end of the test. Congratulations. You passed. You're now a child molester. But at least you're not a lawyer. This is a hard test. Questions are worded strangely, answers are obscure, logic games freaks a lot of people out. But I think my biggest concern about the LSAT is I hope that it actually tests for lawyer potential rather than giving me a glimpse of what I can hope to expect in this future profession. Because that'd be bizarre. I don't know if I want to spend the rest of my life arguing, well, Your Honor, my client George couldn't be the murderer. Because the murderer sat in the third chair. And I think we all know, on Wednesdays, nobody whose name begins with the letter G could sit in an odd-numbered chair. If I don't eventually wind up going to hell for being a lawyer, I will for telling this next joke. This past summer, my sister participated in a pre-med camp at Oxford Medical School. That's Oxford, England, for the geographically challenged. There are always a few in the room. And I'll start off by saying that England's a bit of a strange country. They do drive on the wrong side of the road there. We know it's the wrong side of the road because we drive on the right side of the road. So if they want to be different, it doesn't give them too many options. And this intimidates a lot of tourists. They get freaked out by the prospect of driving on the other side of the road. But I refuse. I refuse to be intimidated. When I go to England, I'm not renting a car. I'm bringing my own. And driving it as usual, except in reverse. Let them be intimidated.
Wow.
That's not the price going to get me sent to hell. This is. After school, my sister met a psychologist who specializes in counseling surgeons on the best way to inform family members that a patient has died on the operating table. And this is really tragic and unfortunate, on the one hand. On the other hand, it's a little silly and ridiculous because the answer's obvious. Hand puppets. Right? Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. My name is Fluffy, and I just wanted to let you know that your son is dead. Yay! You've been a great audience. Have a good night.